शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहं। परित्यज्य मौनं वठादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गेण यन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्बाधिचित्ते। नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्रसरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सत्यनारायणक्षेत्रात् सत्यव्रतमुपागतम् आश्रये कामकोटीशं सत्यश्रीचन्द्रशेखरं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। राम राम. So today in Bhagavad Gita we are seeing the third chapter, Karma Yoga, and in the last class Bhagavan has given a dimension for Karma Yoga, that is doing your duty as an offering to Bhagavan. Why should I do any karma? I do karma because I want to go to Swargaloka. I do karma because I want a phalam. This is not why you do karma. If you do karma for this, then you are not a karma yogin, you are just a karmin. But Bhagavan says, hey, you keep on doing the same action, but why you do that action, the phalam should be me. That is why when we do sankalpa, only after Bhagavad Padacharya came and did the Uddharanam of Advaita Vedanta, we still are doing what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. Because even after Bhagavan's words in Bhagavad Gita, there were lots of karma mimamsins or purva mimamsins, philosophists. They say, hey, why you have to do all the karmas that are stated in the Vedas? The karma themselves will give you phalam. There is no need for Bhagavan. Inda Kumarila Bhattar, மண்டன மிஸ்ரர் வாழலாம் இருந்தா ஆச்சாரியால் தான் போய் இந்த ஸ்லோகங்களெல்லாம் சொல்லி அவளை இது பண்ணி he did the udharam of the Vedanta matham. And even now when we do any puja, the first thing that we do is mamopata samasta duritakshaya dwara Shri Parameshwara Prityartham. They are Vaishnavites, they will say Shriman Narayana Prityartham. Yajnarthat karma. Hey, you do karma as Bhagavan Vishnu's Aradhanam. And Acharya writes his Bhashya for the Shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samacharaha. Acharya writes, Yajno vai Vishnuhu. It is a quote from Vedas. Acharya quotes that Yajno vai Vishnuhu iti shrutehe yajna Ishvaraha tadhartham yat kriyate tat yajnartham karma. तस्मात् कर्मणः अन्यत्र अन्येन कर्मणः लोकः अयम् अधिकृतः कर्मकृत् कर्मबन्धनः karma bandhanam yasya saha asya karma bandhano loko natu yajnartat atat adartham yajnartam karma kaunteya uktasangaha karma phala sanga vivarjitaha san samachara nirvartya. So we do karma, when we do karma as a part of Ishwara when we do karma as Ishwara then the phalam of that karma does not affect you. And this word yajna we have to be very, very carefully understand. When we say yajna, do not think like, okay, yajna is having like one fire offering all these things. No. That is not the only yajna. Yajna can mean many things. That is also one part of yajna. Basically, yajna means a duty. What is yajna? Yajna means a duty. What duty? Shastra talks about Pancha Mahayajna, Pancha Yajna Priya, Pancha Pretamanchadishayini. There is a name for Ambad, Pancha Yajna Priya. What are these 5 yajnas now? A. When you are leading a comfortable life in this universe, we all can say we are leading pretty comfortable life, even though there are going to be complaints. Nobody is going to be without any complaint. But when we think about that, there are lots of merits than demerits. So we are pretty comfortable. Bhagavan has given us good life. Bhagavan has given us, most of our organ systems are working. We get food 3 times a day. We have a roof on top of our head. We can spend time on doing Bhagavan Nama Sankirtanam. We can spend time on listening to Bhagavad Gita. So we are pretty good. There are lots of people who are very unfortunate and Bhagavan has not given us in that list. When we want to lead, when we lead a pretty comfortable life, Shastra says, there are 5 people that are responsible for your life here. There are 5 groups of entities who are responsible for your leading good life in this universe. And because they have contributed to your well-being, you also have to give it back. I am consuming things from these 5 people. So we always have to contribute. There is always this concept of consumption versus contribution. You just cannot keep on consuming without contributing. Right? I mean, we never do the other way. We just don't contribute without consuming. We never do. So I'm not going to take that. So when we consume, it is your duty that you contribute. And that contribution is called as yajna. When you contribute back to those people who have helped you, that is called as yajna. Okay, what are those 5 people who has helped you? First is Bhagavan, all the devatas. First is Bhagavan, all the devatas, because Bhagavan is karma phala data. Whatever karma that you have done, it is that Bhagavan who gives you that phala. And when we say Bhagavan, we also include all the natural forces. Indraha, Yamaha, Agni, Nirriti, Vayu, Varunaha. No, without rain you cannot live. So rain is Devaha. Without fire you cannot eat. So fire is a Devaha. So the first group of entity are Devas, which includes Bhagavan as well. So Deva Yajnaha. So you have consumed from the Devas. So you have to give back to the Devas. And your giving back to the Deva is called as Deva Yajnaha. Right. So that is the first group of people. The second group of people are Rishis. Who are Rishis? Who have contributed to our wisdom. Adi Shankaracharya, he is a Rishi. I mean, technically, we are not technically speaking, we are speaking on loose terms. Because when we consume some knowledge, we have to remember the person who has given us this knowledge. And all this knowledge comes from Adi Shankaracharya. Veda Vyasacharya. Without Veda Vyasa, Itihasas will not be there, Puranas will not be there. Right? So when we lead a good life, we lead a good life with certain knowledge, and we believe that that knowledge is contributing to our leading good life. Then we are consuming from them. You have consumed from Veda Vyasacharya. You have consumed from Adi Shankaracharya. When you read Daivathin Kural, you are consuming from Mahaviri. Mahaviri was a Rishi in this case. So you also have to contribute back. That contribution is called as Rishi Yajna. So first is Deva. Contribution back is called as Deva Yajna. Second is Rishi. Contributing back to them is called as Rishi Yajna. Third is your Pitrus, your forefathers, your ancestors. You are here literally because of them. Your father, your grandfather, from both sides. So if you go back several generations, then you are going to have lots of Pitrus, and literally every inch of your DNA you actually got from them. Your mitochondria you get from only your mother. Mitochondrial DNA comes only from your mother's side, and she gets from her mother. She gets from her mother. Mitochondria we know is called as the powerhouse of the cell. That is why 3 is called as Shakti, because literally they give you power. Without them, you don't have mitochondria. Without mitochondria, you cannot do any respiration, you cannot convert sugar into energy, you cannot convert food into energy. So literally each and every piece of your physical body, literally each and every pair of DNA that is present in your cells comes from your fathers and forefathers. You have consumed from them. So you have to contribute back. That is called as Pitru Yajnaha. So we have seen Deva Yajnaha, we have seen Rishi Yajnaha, we have seen Pitru Yajnaha. Next is, you lead a good life. You are not alone. If I have to lead a good life, then I need help from all my fellow human beings. I have to go somewhere. If I have a car, I need a driver. If I'm going by bus, then that bus needs a driver. That bus needs a conductor. I'm eating rice. I'm not growing my own rice. I need a farmer to make that rice, to cultivate that rice. I need a businessman who gets the rice from the farmer and give it to me. Right? For each and everything, I live in a house. I don't build this house. Somebody is building me. Somebody is building the house for me. If I want to laugh, I cannot just sit alone and laugh. I need a group of people with whom I can laugh. If I want to cry, I cannot sit alone and cry. I need some shoulders to cry on. Right? So when you lead a good life, you also need help from your fellow human beings. you also have to consume their time, their efforts. Just you give money, it is not a proper way of contributing back. Right? No money can compensate for the farmer's efforts. Because somebody gives that money, I cannot put in that much effort. Right? So when we are leading a good life, all these fellow human beings are there to help me lead a good life. So the fourth group of entity are Manushyaha, and you contributing back to them is called as Manushya Yajnaha. And Shastra says, hey, these four people are not just enough. If you think about it, we have covered everything, right? So we have covered Devas, we have covered Rishis, we have covered Pitrus, we have covered Manushya. So when I lead a good life, I need only these four people, right? No, Shastra says, hey, all these four only is not enough. You also need help from other beings, whether they are living or they are non-living. If I wipe off all the honeybees today, within 2 years we all will be starving. If I wipe off all the crows, within a couple of months, the entire earth is going to start smelling filthy. Right? If I destroy one mountain, what will happen? Everything is interconnected. Food chain is there, environmental thing is there. Now we talk about global warming, carbon emission. We keep all these big terms. We speak about all these things, but Shastra has spoken about all these things before. Krishna has spoken about that in Bhagavad Gita. So when we lead a good life, we also have to take care of the environment that are surrounding us. And that environment includes both biotic and abiotic entities. If you want to talk science, this is the term that they use. Biotic factors, abiotic factors. Commonly living and non-living things. We have excluded humans because humans we have done in the previous lot. So you have consumed from the tree that is present there. You have consumed from the soil that is present there. You have consumed from the brick that is present in your house. You have a duty towards them as well. That is called as Bhuta Yajnaha. So when Krishna talks about Yajnarthat Karma, when Krishna talks about Yajnarthat Karmanon Yatraha, what Yajna he talks about now? He does not talk about only like I put one huge fire kundam, put a kilo of neigh, ghee, sari, fruits, vegetables. He does not talk only about that. That is an yajna, there is no question about it. He talks about all these Pancha Maha Yajnaha. Your contribution back to Devas, your contribution back to Rishis, your contribution back to Pitrus, our contribution back to fellow humans, our contribution back to the environment. How can we contribute? Shastra tells we cannot, when we think, all of our knowledge will end as abadham. So just follow Shastra. Shastra says, hey, Deva Yajnaha, how can you do? Because I don't see Varuna, I don't see Indra, I don't see Agni, I don't see Vayu, I don't see Narayana, I don't see Shiva. These are some concepts that have been told to me. How can I contribute back now? Do puja for them. That is called as Deva Yajnaha. When we do Panchayatana puja, it is a Deva Yajnaha. Right? When we do Shivaratri puja, when we do Krishna Janmashtami, now all the festivals will come. When we do Vinayakar Chaturthi, that is called as Deva Yajnaha. In Shastra, these are all like karmas that are told in Puranas. There are karmas that are present in Vedas. There are karmas that are present in Smritis. Doing Sandhya Vandanam. It's a Deva karma. Prachyaidishe namaha, Dakshinayadishe namaha, Pratichaidishe namaha, Udichaidishe namaha, Urdhvaya namaha, Adharaya namaha. You are offering salutations to all the directions, because that in this directions one Deva is there. Uttame Shikhare Devi. When you wake up, what do? Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatasthana Mandale Vishnupatni Namastubhyam Padasparisham Kshamasvame. We don't see this earth as just earth. We say, E Devi, Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatasthana Mandale Vishnupatni Namastubhyam. Bhudevi is wife of Mahavishnu, and she is having the clothes as Samudra. Samudra Vasane Devi. What is Bhuma Devi's clothes now? All the water bodies are Bhuma Devi's clothes. Parvatasthana Mandale. What is the bosom of this Devi now? All the mountains and hills. Because we get milk from mother's breasts. What is the breast of Bhuma Devi now? All the mountains. Because we get all the water, all resources from mountains. Parvatastana Mandare Vishnupatni Namastubhyam. Hey Vishnupatni, I offer my namaskara. Padasparisham Kshamasvame. You have to forgive me because I am going to keep my feet on yourself. This is a shloka for teeth, cleaning your teeth. There is a shloka you have to remember while taking bath. After taking bath, you have your ardra vasta, you have your wet cloth. While removing water from the cloth, puriyardu, there is a shloka. It is called as Deva Yajna. We do puja. Yavarkumam iraivar kuru pachilai. Yavarkumam pasuvu kuru vayurai. Yavarkumam unnum boduru kaipidi. Yavarkumam iraivar kuru pachilai. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. You don't have to do elaborate puja. You just go stand in front of Bhagavan and say, hey Bhagavan, thanks for everything. That is a puja. And then you have all the smarta karmas. You have the saupasanam is there. Sandhyavandanam is there. Agnihotram is there. And all the Somayaga, Yagadi karmas are there. All these things form a part of Deva Yajna. Next is Rishi Yajna. How can I give my namaskaras? How can I contribute back to the rishis now? How can you contribute back to the rishis? By studying those scriptures. You don't have to do puja for the rishi. We do that puja, but that is not enough. Right? During Avaniya Vittam, we do homam for all the rishis. But that is not the point there. What is the point is doing Vedarambam during Avaniya Vittam. Whether we study Veda or not, at least we will tell the first Agnimile Purohitam Yajnasya Devadodaram Ratnadadama Yivunuruluku Yevonga Yevchayavaratillan. We study the scriptures that they have written. That is the best puja for them. Taking the book, keeping the book in puja room, doing archana like we do in Saraswati puja is not Rishi puja at all. It's not Rishi Yajna at all. We have to study the book. We have to develop the adhikara and we have to study what the rishis up to. Vyasa puja na, Vyasarika puja pannanum. Don't think that I am against that. You have to do puja for Veda Vyasa. But you also have to study Mahabharata written by Veda Vyasa. You have to study the Ramayana written by Valmiki. It's a major problem I'm seeing these days. Everybody wants to do puja for Mahaperiyava. That is fine. We have to do puja for Mahaperiyava. But we also have to study Daivatyan Kural. without studying Daivathin Kural, without following what Mahapariva said, just doing puja to Mahapariva will not be enough. He will never be happy. We have to study. It is in a language that we all can understand. Tamil. Very simple Tamil. And lots of other translations are also there. English translation is there, Telugu translation is there, Malayalam, Marathi translation, I think it is coming. Right, so language is never the barrier. Just having a photo of Mahapariva, doing Archana to Mahapariva, doing Abhishekam to Mahapariva, yes, it is there. It is a form of puja. We will never say, don't do it. But what Shastra says, just don't stop at that. Right, normally for rishis, we do a karma called as Brahma Yajnam, where we say Sarvan Rishis Tarpayami, Sarva Rishiganagas Tarpayami, Sarva Rishipatnis Tarpayami, Sarva Rishipat Ganapatnis Tarpayami. That is a Rishi Yajna. But Shastra says, do not stop with that. You have to do Brahma Yajna Prashnam, you have to chant the Vedas. Both has to be there. I cannot just do one and then relinquish the other. So we do puja to Mahapariva, that is fine. But if we really want him to be happy, we have to study Daivathin Kural. Whether we follow that or not is completely different. Shastra also does not say, okay, you have to follow all the Dharma Shastra. Shastra only says you have to study Dharma Shastra. First studying is major. Adhikaprana whether we do karma, Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam. When Acharya Bhagavad Gita talks about Sopana Panchakam, he says Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam. You study all the Vedas. Adhikaprana Tadutam Karmas Manushthiyatam. Because we cannot follow all the things. We cannot follow all the karmas that are present in Vedas, but at least know that those karmas exist. And then try to follow whatever you can. You have to apply the same logic to Daivathin Kural as well. It is a treasure. It is a treasure house of knowledge. We have time to study each and every blessed thing except for Daivathin Kural. This is the most unfortunate situation these days. People say, I adore Mahapariva. We are so much hooked on listening to experiences of Mahapariva that is told by others. We don't have time to listen to Mahapariva's own words. We spend lots of time in listening to what he tells about him, what this person tells about him, what that person tells about him. And we want to come, okay, I want Pariva to come in my dream. I want Pariva to talk to me. He is talking to you in the form of the book. He is talking to each and every one of us in the form of the book. We just don't have time to read that book. That's it. So that is called as a Rishi Yajna. When we study the works of those rishis, study Ramayana, study Mahabharata, study the Puranas. Now we are doing actually Rishi Yajna because we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are offering our homage to Bhagavan Krishna. We are offering our homage to Vedavyasacharya. We are offering our homage to Adi Shankaracharya because we are studying based on Shankara Bhashya. We are offering our homage to all the gurus right from Adi Shankaracharya till the end. Because we have this knowledge, it means that it is because of all of them. So whatever we are doing currently is called as Rishi Yajna. So what is Rishi Yajna? Rishi Yajna is not just doing puja for all the Rishi or doing tarpanam for all the Rishi. Agnan Kanda Rishindarpayami, Sovam Kanda Rishindarpayami, Savumutir Devata Upanishadharpayami, Yagikir Devata Upanishadharpayami, Varnir Devata Upanishadharpayami, Itihasa Puranandarpayami, Kalpantarpayami. Do all these, we have to, we are supposed to do all these things in Brahma Yajna, but I don't know how many people does. But that is not the only yajna. Studying, adhyayanam of the granthas that those rishis have written. Studying Daivathin Kural is the greatest puja that you can do for Mahapariva. and try to follow simple things. Very hard things. I mean, what we think is very hard, whether we can follow that or not is completely different. But we can try to follow small dharma that he has said. We don't even need to have that book these days. We have phone, we have lots of PDFs of Devathan Kural, and people are doing fantastic job on recording Devathan Kural. And if you type Devathan Kural on YouTube, if I have problem and difficulty in reading, then there are people who spend lots of time and efforts in reciting reading Devathan Kural along with the text in YouTube. You can listen to those recordings. That is called as Rishi Yajna. Then what are the other three yajnas? We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.